What's up, Endurifiers? This is Mario, and I'm back with another episode of Endurify. And today is a very special episode. So today it's May 4th, which for all you Star Wars fans out there, you know that this is National Star Wars Day. So want to start with May the 4th be with you. But that's not actually the reason why this is a very special episode, because this is actually episode number 185, which means which means I've basically been doing this podcast for 6 months, every single day for 6 months. And if you've been listening since the beginning, then you know that I started this as kind of an endurance challenge to basically see, am I capable, or what would it look like to do a podcast every single day for a year? So I am now, with this episode, more than 50% of the way towards my goal. And that is a huge accomplishment in itself. Just showing up every day, talking, telling stories, coaching, teaching, really just trying to provide as much value as I can. And it's all just really in an effort to help you become the best version of yourself through triathlons, through marathons, through 10Ks, 5Ks, ultra marathons, whatever that is for you. I really want to try and help you become the best version of yourself. And this for me is more than it's more than just about the endurance races. It's all about kind of setting a goal, coming up with a clear vision, having a dream, and then showing up every day and, taking the steps that are necessary to get you one step closer towards that goal. So just wanted to start off with that and just say thank you for listening. Thank you for encouraging me as I get one step closer towards that goal. So in terms of today's content, just wanted to talk about kind of the power of group rides. So I was back this weekend in my hometown of Madison, Wisconsin, was celebrating my daughter Ellie, her first birthday, with my parents, my brother, and some friends. And on Saturday morning, it was like super windy. There were 20 mile per hour winds. I think some gusts were like 25 miles per hour. And I had to go for a long ride. I'm training for my half Ironman in Des Moines. I'm really starting to ramp up the mileage because I've got like about 7 weeks until race day. And so I really need to increase my mileage on the bike and make sure that I can do the 56 miles and then the 13.1 mile run after that. And a lot of times when it's cold, it's windy, I'm back home, I just want to hang out and just relax. There's some temptation to skip the workout or to do a shorter workout or to maybe do a run instead. But the bike is like the most critical part of a half Ironman, and I know that I need to get my workouts in. So I actually did a group ride with my friend Randy, and we went out and we did part of the actual Ironman loop and part of the Ironman course. And it was kind of through that group ride that I was reminded of how much fun it is to not just train by yourself and how much value there is in training with somebody else, especially when it's windy, when it's hilly, when it's hard. You want to go through that with somebody else. And after talking to Randy about kind of his thoughts on the ride, he felt like it was awesome as well. And he's like, this is kind of the most fun I've had on a bike ride in a while. And so this is really just something that I'm aware of, but I wanted to just remind myself of this because I would say 90 to 95% of the training that I do it by myself. I wake up, I get my workout in, I do my swim, my bike, my run, kind of all by myself. But there's, now that the weather's nicer, now that I'm vaccinated, things are starting to open up. I'm able to do some of these group rides as well. And basically, I think there's just a couple of reasons why group rides are beneficial in scenarios like this. One, I think there's accountability. So I'm way I'm way more likely to stick to a workout if I know that somebody else is going to be counting on me to be there at 6:30 a.m. for example. If I were just saying to myself, okay, I'm going to start my bike ride at 6:30 or 6, with it being windy, with it being cold, that might stretch out half an hour later, and I maybe wouldn't be as likely to stick with that workout. So the first benefit to like doing a group ride with somebody else is that accountability and kind of that social pressure, but a really positive social or peer pressure, results in you actually showing up and sticking with it. So I think that's the first thing. I think the second thing is that when you're out there by yourself, a lot of times, it's just you and your thoughts. But if you're out there with somebody else, you're talking, you're telling stories, you're laughing, the time flies by. So I think that's the second benefit is the time goes by faster when you're on your bike and you're riding with somebody else, and it's way more enjoyable a lot of times. There were some pretty tough hills. I mentioned that it was super windy, but it didn't feel like that because I was with my friend. We're telling stories about playing high school football, hanging out. We're talking about, what it's like with training. We're talking about work. We're talking about our future and, what we want to do. And so I just think that even though it was hard, it didn't feel like it. And I think that that's another really good benefit of doing a group ride with somebody else. Now, there's lots of other benefits. And the third benefit to doing a group ride, I think, is that it better simulates what you're going to experience on race day. Because, when it comes to training by yourself, there's not as much kind of handling of the bike that you need to worry about. But if you're biking next to somebody or somebody's in front of you and you need to pass them, so those are just a few things where your actual bike handling skills can be improved if you're riding with somebody else. So, just a couple of things came to mind for me as I was thinking about those group rides. One, I think that positive accountability and that peer pressure to just show up and make it happen was really, really important and really helpful. Two, it makes it more fun, it makes it more enjoyable, and it makes it feel easier. And then three, you get the benefits of handling the bike, and it better simulates what it's going to be like on race day. So if you're somebody who's like me right now, who's doing most of your training all by yourself or indoors on the trainer, or you're running by yourself, you're swimming by yourself, you're biking by yourself, if you're in a position to, and you're comfortable and you're outside and you're doing it in a safe way, then maybe you want to consider doing a group ride or a group run. So that is kind of my message for today. I am more than 50% of the way towards my goal, and that feels amazing. And I just got to keep kind of going, keep this positive momentum. So let me know, reach out to me. Let me know at mario@endurify.co. Who are you? What content have you heard that has been helpful? And let me know on this second half, the second half of the stretch, what would you like me to talk about? What content would you like me to cover? Because I do want this to be as actionable and beneficial and helpful for you as possible. And the only way I can do that is by you reaching out to me. So reach out to me, mario@endurify.co. Would love to hear what you think. Thanks, guys.